Hello, this is Samuel Guy in Hawaii, and despite a rocky launch and steadily declining community play and my own pessimism about the future of Civ 7, the developers really managed to surprise me with the updates coming June 17th. I'm not going to go in depth on any of it. If I did, this video would be over an hour long. Much other better content providers are already weighing in, and I look forward to their reaction when the changes actually happen. But developers did address a large number of key issues like turning off some or all legacy paths and crises, bypassing Civ unlocks, treasure fleets becoming convoys that can traverse over land. There are a host of other changes coming. Just as encouraging, though, to me is the section looking further ahead where they at least acknowledge that age transitions can feel abrupt. That's an understatement to say the least. One of the few Civ 7 videos I've done so far, and the longest to date, addresses this issue directly. This one line, however, gives me hope for the future, which I did not have prior to this announcement. There is, however, one issue they've yet to address, and I'm not sure they ever will because it's so baked in to the current mechanics. That's the isolated, self-contained nature of each age, specifically the way techs and civics and some other things reset so that everybody proceeds from the same starting point at the beginning of the exploration. Now, modern age, civilizations differ after each transition in number of settlements, perhaps numbers and groups of units, and whatever perks they carry over from their previous cultures, plus the benefits of any ageless constructs, including wonders. However, regardless of how far one got or did not get down the tech and or civic trees of previous age, everybody restarts in the same place. Any civ that fell behind in those areas is immediately caught up. We spend an age battling to get ahead of our competitors only to have some of that advantage nullified. The removal of all independent powers to include our allies and their associated perks does the same. We're all forced to start over with new independent powers. In previous versions of Civ and most 4X games, and historically, different civilizations progress at different rates. They wax and wane. They run into each other at different stages of development with different texts and cultures, and stuff happens, and it doesn't always work out well for some. No one magically catches back up. That's history, that's the game, or it should be. I don't mind the idea of a mechanic that gives lagging civs a chance to catch up, since that civ is sometimes us. But this is not a catch-up mechanic. This is divine intervention. This is a very strange departure from common sense even. Civ 7 is currently locked into this. Everybody goes through this together and can only go so far down the tech and civic trees together, and then we all reset together mechanic that hems everyone in with an artificial age progression system that feels very contrived and unsatisfying and frustrating. We can have changing cultures as a mechanic without having everyone do it at the same time. A more natural way to do it, one which other 4X games, including earlier Civ games, utilize, would be to tie changing cultures and entering a new age to researching a specific tech and or civic, or completing one or more specific accomplishments, like, say, current legacy path milestones. Humankind already does this quite well, like legacy path milestones. As soon as one accumulates a certain number of stars from achieving a certain science or culture or military or other accomplishments, we have the option of moving into the next era and changing our culture, or we can linger in the current one and acquire more stars, which offers advantages of their own. Whatever we choose, it's separate from other civs. We can have civs in multiple different ages, or in the case of humankind, eras, at the same time. I'm not saying civilization needs to exactly replicate humankind. The latter has its own issues, but it demonstrates that multiple ages can work without resorting to the current Civ 7 mechanic, which is just deeply frustrating. Again, I do not think developers will eventually address this issue, given how core it is to the current game. Then again, I didn't think they'd address the transition issues, and they just said they are doing so there's hope. If you like this kind of content and would like to see more, like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe, and thanks for watching.